Okay, welcome to week 7 of our our reading. And we're going to focus once again on setting, but this week we're going to focus on the characters and the events, because last week, by the end of it, we were okay, but we still need to really look at what effect the setting has on the storyline, B, the events, and C, the characters. Okay, so today we're going to be reading Scary Night. Once upon a scary night, 3 friends set out on a journey. Hare with a hat, cat with a cake, pig with a parcel. But where were they going in the dead of the night? Tiptoe creeping in the pale moonlight. It was a mystery. Over hill and over dale, through the woods and down the trail. Across the creek, watch your paws. Crocodiles have snapping jaws. Were they scared? You bet they were. Did they shake? You bet they did. Did they give up? Of course they didn't. On they went. Hare with a hat, cat with a cake, pig with a parcel. Past the cool and rocky cave. Quiet now, be bold, be brave. Climb the mountains, hear the roars of grizzly bears with sharpened claws. Roar! Did they hide? You bet they did. Did they scream? They let it rip. Ream! Did they give up? Of course they didn't. On they went. Hare with a hat, cat with a cake, pig with a parcel. But where were they going in the dead of the night? Tiptoe creeping in the pale moonlight. It was a mystery. Along the path and up the stairs. Almost there now, whispered Hare. Turn the handle, sneak inside. Count to 3 and shout, surprise! Happy birthday, goat! Did goat squeal? What do you think? Was she thrilled? She was tickled pink. Okay, so that's the story that we're focusing on. And we're having a look at how the setting, so there's a pretty scary setting in there, how that affected the characters, as well as some of the events that were happening. Okay. So if you have a look, I've got my characters here and I've got my events there. So how I think it affected the characters. So because it was set at night, it looked like all the characters were wearing their pyjamas. The dark setting also affected the confidence of the characters. They were brave and resilient, but very scared. Okay, so if it was in the daytime, I don't think that would happen. So if it was during the day, they would have been confident. Okay, so that setting really affected their confidence and characteristics. Okay, that's for the characters. Now in the events, so in the event of when they were walking through the forest and the caves, that was much scarier at night. Because if you're walking through the forest and the cave in the day, it doesn't look anywhere near as scary. So those events were made to look even scarier because of the setting. Using the cemetery when they screamed made me think that a zombie would get them. Okay, so doing that scream when they were in the cemetery, that added to my scaredness while I was reading it. Okay. If there were no crocodiles in the setting, then the event of crossing the river would have been far easier. So imagine if the setting was the river and the crocodiles were there, the event of when they had to cross wouldn't have been anywhere near as scary. Okay. And when the setting changed to Goat's house, it made his surprise more enjoyable as they were all relaxed. Okay, so you could see the looks on their faces when they got there, they weren't anywhere near as scared because they were in a familiar environment and they enjoyed Go's company, obviously. Okay. Now, the way that I'll show you this is because we looked at images last week. Okay, so for example, the characters, I thought they were wearing their PJs. Okay, so if we have a close look at the images, it almost looks like it's definitely Cat's wearing his night PJs, and as well as Rabbit, because he's got his hair, because he's got his little night hat on. Okay, so as well as the setting, the images help me there. And we talked about them being brave and confident, but a little bit scared. So if you have a look at this picture when they're crossing the crocodile-infested waters, have a look at the way that pig looks. He looks very scared. But the thing is, he's resilient because he's not giving up and they're still trying to get there. So the images also help with the setting. So that's what we're focusing on last week. Okay. Then you sort of have a look at there. So were they scared? The images actually help us. They're all helping, they're all hugging each other. And it makes it even scarier there because you've got the jack-o'-lantern there as well. Okay, so that's how the setting and the images can help. Then we go to the graveyard, where they scream. Okay, now that setting helped me because you've got bats coming out everywhere. They're screaming. They're in the graveyard. So have a look at the sharp teeth of the cat and the rabbit. Okay, it sort of makes you sort of think that, yep, definitely the events of that could have been changed. All right, and then obviously we get to a different setting when they're at Goat's house, and look how relaxed they are. They're smiling, their eyes don't look worried at all, and they're happy. Okay, so that is how the events are changed, or the characters are changed, just by the setting. Okay, so this week we're really focusing on that aspect of our reading, and really identifying some of the ways that the characters sort of change throughout the book, thanks to the setting, and some of the way that the events are portrayed or made harder or easier to do because of the setting. Okay, so that will be our focus for reading for the week. So along with our Monday read guiding groups. So good luck with that.